look at J.D. Vance, who is very much working for the billionaires like Peter Thiel, and who there has suddenly been a real move on the part of the Trump-Vance team to talk a lot about major cryptocurrency initiatives. And the intersection of the interests of billionaires right now in cryptocurrency, which to me looks very much like the, I call it, without intending it to be derogatory, the Wild West of a new technology. That those new technologies or the new fields for investment are always, when we first get into them, unregulated, and they are always controlled by a very few extraordinarily wealthy people. And they always, and I'm talking about mining, I'm talking about cotton, I'm talking about copper, I'm talking about diamonds, I'm talking about oil, I'm talking about all these things. They always hurt the majority of the people. Now, when I look at this ticket, I look at Trump and the fact he's 78 years old and is not seemingly in good health. And then I look at the fact that J.D. Vance seems very much to be pushing the idea of these tech bros, as they say, that they're the ones who should control the world. And that's actually what worries me the most, because if you come...
Okay, I hear what this Democrat saying. I understand. I'm not red or blue. However, we're not going to look at past the fact that Biden, little lady, Biden is not in good health. Biden is not in good health. That because he wasn't in good health, he was able to be allowed to break the law because he has no understanding of what he's done, so he can't be held accountable according to those in authority. They were trying to set him straight. So they couldn't do that because he's not in his right mind, but he's still president. So I listen to people on both sides of the aisle. We got Whitney, who seems like she's an independent / she's not mega, of course. And then we have this female who absolutely is liberal and Democrat, and she's speaking a spiel that's truthful. However, the delusion is we're supposed to look past the fact that the bumbling idiot with dementia, which I say he had dementia before he even became president. I already said he had dementia before he became president. Why? Because there was a leak. There was a leak in the government that said that he had dementia. Somebody that worked in the administration was saying, hey, if they let Biden in, Biden already got dementia. So when people can spill truthful things about digital currency and copper mining and lithium mining, and they can talk about Bitcoin, and they can speak so eloquently about the clarity in it and the wild, wild west about it, a new frontier about it. How the hell can you not then also see that you're being delusional about Biden, but you're being also delusional about Trump? Because there's a big difference between Biden and Trump's health, even though both of them are Jesuits. Both of them are in the brotherhood. One advocates for the black Pope suit and one advocates for the white Pope suit. Now, I would say Biden advocates for the black Pope suit, the one in the black, and Trump does for the one in the white, the Jesuit general. So, I'm going to let y'all continue to hear her. But understand that cognitive biases is very dangerous to have. It's best for people to just look at both sides and see where the truth lies and move forward. Because if you do not know how to dispel the deception in your own mind, you have to tell yourself, let's just stick with the truth. Let's go down with what's healthiest. Let's go down with what's balanced. If you can't convince yourself to just deal with what's balanced, what's useful, not, I got to go lean on my heart. I feel. That's the reason why a whole bunch of melanated women right now got played. Now, this video was made, her part was made before the election. A whole bunch of people got played. Melanated females got played. Why? Because AKAs and Deltas thought that they were going to rule the world. However, how are you going to rule the world, my sisters, when y'all throwing away melanated men? How y'all gonna rule the world, my sisters, when y'all acting like y'all don't need the very men that give you the children that you so love dear? It don't work that way. Melanated women should be spending their whole time, especially those in authority and power, trying to figure out how to rehabilitate black men out of prison, how to keep them from going to prison, how to heal the community. But do we do that? No. No. And channels like mine that do support and encourage women to love their husbands as equal. I don't allow anybody to suppress me. I've been married more than 30 years. My husband doesn't suppress me. We're equal. He has abilities I don't have, and I have abilities he don't have. We work as a team. He brings power to the marriage. I bring power to the marriage. There are things I am designed to do that I know darn well he might as well move out the way. He can't do it. He can't birth the children. And so, in me being able to birth the children, that means that I have the nurturing ability to take care of the children. And yes, that means I have to sacrifice some years of my life to the children. And if I didn't want to sacrifice some years of my life to my children, then I shouldn't have laid down with him. I should have just got my tubes tied or burned, or I should have got on Depo or birth control, which ultimately will give you cancer. Or he could just do what a lot of people do. When you're at the climax, you need to remove, disengage. But a lot of people are retarded. They act like they don't know about that. Let's continue.
Concentrate power in one executive, and you then put that one executive in the control of billionaires who are interested in controlling the world's money supply. You know, I feel a little bit like that looks like a James Bond movie, except we're actually living in it.
That is an amazing point that I haven't heard before at all. I mean, I've heard inklings of people say that, you know, Peter Thiel had worked to install J.D. Vance for the fact that he wants influence there, of course, but not to the extent that, like, how it basically works with all of the other aspects.
Okay, so let's listen to the alarmism that these guys have on the left. This guy and her. I understand their alarmism to a certain degree. Remember, I'm not blue or red. I'm very free. They're getting worried about Peter Thiel, which I understand. I understand the billionaires and the oligarchs and those who really run the world, how they want to move their money, whether it's digital or whether it's fiat currency. They want to move their money towards investments that benefit the world they want to see. So they're talking about Peter Thiel and Vance. I already did a video on Peter Thiel and Vance. I already said that Peter Thiel and Vance connection, that Jesuit connection, only benefits Peter. Vance gets a little bit out of it. Okay, so they were talking about Peter Thiel, right? And they're pointing out Peter Thiel's 666. They're pointing out Peter Thiel's monster in the game, his monster mode in the game, because that's what 666 is, his beast mode in the game. So Peter Thiel has a beast mode in the game, and his play in the game is to ultimately build up his treasure on this earth. Now, I was sitting here thinking, well, what about bringing in the idea of BlackRock? Who supports BlackRock, or who do BlackRock support? BlackRock is way wealthier than Peter Thiel will ever be. Larry Fink / Big BlackRock supports Biden. Okay? APAC. This investment firm literally has its tentacles in every corporation that's substantial to make our game, our matrix. Like, just every corporation, any major corporation, any major a business that's a mover and a shaker in the ESG world, the environment, social, governance world, that packet that they declare that if you have this, all the intricate tabs checked off, then you are part of the system that will not be in the slave digital system. You'll be outside of the slave digital system. You'll be in this new class of people who have digital money, Bitcoin, WorldCoin, any CBD system that's connected to the Fed. So they're talking about Peter Thiel, and the thing I'm trying to say is please understand that from Trump to Biden, you got BlackRock supporting Biden, you got Blackstone supporting Trump, you got Apex supporting Trump, you got Apex supporting Biden. So when you get people that cause you to think, go to this side or go to that side, do not go to either side. Listen to the information, get the knowledge. So once you get the knowledge, spend time comparing and contrasting what they have alike and what they have different. Once you get that knowledge, you're able to be analytical, compare and contrast why, when, and how, because, who, where, when, how. Once you get that, you can establish an understanding on how to deal with either side. You'll know, oh, this person in that administration isn't about shit, but that other person is. Oh, this person in this administration isn't about shit, but the other person is. So then you figure out how many people on either side are for us or against us. Well, you can look and say, well, this side maybe it's more for morals and for stabilizing the nuclear family, and this side over here may be for dismantling the nuclear family, which ultimately is part of the Agenda 2030. That's part of depopulating the earth. So do I prefer depopulating the earth over nuclear family, or do I prefer nuclear family over depopulating the earth? So Peter Thiel and Larry Fink, this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a what is it? More than $4 trillion big rock company. Then you got, well, it's really way more than that. Then you got the Blackstone company, which is maybe 1.2 trillion or $4 trillion. So they're all big mega companies. They're all big mega investment companies that are pulling the strings of the puppet poultices of the United States. The goal is, once you get the knowledge of both sides, what they're doing, once you see that they're both Jesuits, once you see they are both under the illuminated pyramid, once you realize that they're trying to use the television to put in your eye gate the light, the bearer's light, the bearer of the light's light, you want your own light. You don't want their understanding. You don't want their understanding to come in your eye gate, get into your mind, reflect back out. So now you're producing in your reality what they say you need to see. So what they're doing is the right and the left, they're the same bird, but they just got their direction from the center head, which is not. They're two wings of the same bird. That's what I'm trying to say. So they're being directed by the head. There's someone directing them, and that money's directing them. Now, once you get the knowledge that you need to know about the bird, once you get the knowledge you need to know who's funding them, once you get the knowledge of what kind of world you want to sit in, you got to determine, do I want to sit in a world where anarchy of sexuality is ruling and reigning, which will open up a doorway for people like Diddy Combs? They'll open up a doorway for sex trafficking. That will open up a doorway for fentanyl coming to the country. Or do you want a world where, hey, morality isn't being eradicated? Morality sort of kind of is being kept on a pedestal of authority, saying, hey, y'all, we need morality. We do need some rules and regulations. Freedom doesn't always mean you're free. Like, you thinking that kind of freedom means you're free. I'm so liberated in my sexuality. No one cares about your sexuality. You can do that in your home. It don't care. It doesn't. That isn't serious. What's serious is keeping a. You have to produce humans in order to keep the game going. And if you don't keep the game going, then the game ends. But how does the game need to end? Does it need to end in debauchery and chaos and bloodshed and fighting and war and civil war? It doesn't need to. If the game is going to end, could it not end at least where people have families and they're striving and they're loving all the way to the end? Not everything doesn't have to be destroyed. People think everything has to be destroyed. So what I'm saying is, you got to know both sides got masters. The leaders anyway got masters. It depends on the people. The people on the right or the people on the left. And then there are people in the middle. The people on the right and the people on the left, all of them have masters. The leader is the one that's told what to do through the master. So you get the knowledge about all of that. You get some understanding through being analytical. And then once you get your understanding, you can grow some wisdom. You get some wisdom through experience. You don't have to experience the chaos to get the wisdom about the chaos. You've already looked into previous societies that have gone through this stuff. They were talking about Hungarians, and earlier this morning, my husband and I were talking about Venezuelans. So you gather the stuff that you can gather, the knowledge you can gather. You get some understanding. You be fair and balanced. You don't have cognitive dissonance where you don't listen to. I don't want to listen to the demon cracks or the demons on crack because they go too far. Or then you don't want to listen to. Some say, I don't want to listen to Republicans because they just want us to say we the people in order to form a more perfect union. Or I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic. I can't stand the flag. I can't stand the pledge allegiance because it says to the republic for which it stands. One nation under God. Look. We're being played by both sides. The ones that are more in the middle, which I would really say the people, not the establishment. The Republicans are not in the middle. The Democrats are not in the middle. Who's in the middle would be those people who, I don't want to call them progressive. I would call them maybe independent thinkers. And then you got the mega. And you say, well, megas aren't in the middle. The mega people actually are in the middle. They're literally trying to just make sure we have an America. If there isn't an America, do y'all know how that's going to devastate the whole planet? America is the beacon for the whole planet. They call us Satan all they want. We're the beacon for the whole country. Why? Because in other countries, let's use Saudi Arabia for example, or Pakistan for example, or Iraq or Iran for example. A lot of these countries don't even allow their women to drive cars. They don't even allow their women to have their hair out. They don't even allow their women to wear skirts, whatever length they want to wear them, jeans. They don't even allow this. You want to be in that kind of world? Left or right? Y'all want to be in that kind of world? You destroy America, that's what kind of world you're going to get. You're going to get a world ran by Saudi Arabia, by Prince Mohammed bin Salman, who's definitely down with everyone becoming cattle, everyone becoming dumb, everyone becoming apocalyptic zombies in the mind, becoming just beasts. Walking around here, bang, bang, like sheep. Walking around here, moo, moo, like cows. Beasts. You'll be divided. You'll be traumatized. You'll be MK Ultra. You'll be Hollywood special meal.
Of consolidating power in the executive branch, that would eventually make J.D. Vance, make Peter Thiel by association extraordinarily powerful in this country. There are those on the right who say that Democrats are just being hysterical by saying that Donald Trump is going to be some type of an autocrat and that we already had 4 years of him before and that we all survived. What's your response to that?
So, you've just finished writing your book and are ready to share it with the world. But wait,
Well, first of all, everybody has made it very clear that those who held the guardrails in the Trump administration, to the extent they did, are gone now. He's been very clear about that. And one of the goals of Project 2025 was to say, we're not going to be stopped again the way we were in the first term. But
all right, so there are people, she's saying, that held the guardrails of Trump. Now remember, y'all, I understand Trump's a Jesuit and Biden's a Jesuit. I know they're brothers. So understand the eyesight I have. But I'm only speaking about balance, fair and balance. I'm only showing you hypocrisy in people's speech. The reason why I didn't say much about Whitney is because Whitney went straight in on just trying to get a definition of the digital world, the digital coinage, okay, the digital currency. She was just being technical. This woman is playing with people's emotions because she's only one-sided. She's not talking in a fair and balanced way. And this is what I'm trying to show the light on. I'm going to show you right here. I had to pause her because the people that were in position when Trump first got in, y'all know these people are the people, whether red or blue, that has caused us to have to pay more taxes. These are the same people that meet at Bohemian Grove. These are the same people that love wars. You had Cheney, you had Bush, you had the Obamas, you had the Clintons. All of these people who are Brotherhood, who are Jesuits. You got generals, you got all these people in positions of power. These people who are still puppets, these people work together to hinder a new agenda that Trump wanted to bring in. Why? Because they love war. Halliburton pulls in so much money for Cheney. 9/11, the Bushes working with Saudi Arabia, King Solomon, bringing down the Twin Towers to bring down our visual powerhouses, currency, money. Because, you know, for that, I think the guy, Winsfeld, whatever his name is, Winsfeld, 2 billion dollars, $1 trillion came up missing, and they couldn't be held accountable for it. And then the towers fell a day after that for a distraction. So the reset / end of the world, which is just a reset, the world doesn't end. People die, they destroy things, they cause nuclear war, and then they can start things back over. They can bury lands and continents and flood stuff using weather warfare technology, lasers, and aircraft that we don't know of that can hide in the dimensional clouds, which are just the matrix. These people want war. Of course, Trump will give Israel the kind of war they want because his daughter is married to Kushner. And y'all know my spiel about that. I ain't gonna go into all that. Say you the agony. But what I'm saying is that Peter Thiel. What about Larry Finks? What about Larry Finks? Who has way more power than Peter Thiel? And that man's right now in power. What about Larry Finks, BlackRock, having access to the people that have the technology to bring weather warfare to South Carolina, North Carolina, part of Tennessee, part of Georgia, and Florida, and Nevada, under the Biden administration? And then Biden, deaf, dumb, and blind, get on television and lied to people's vision and projected them a lying thought, a ray of thought that says there's no such thing as lasers that can direct chemtrail clouds. Oh, I forgot they call it cloud seeding. Let me correct myself. Cloud seeding. So they seed the clouds, but what are they seeding the clouds with? For those folks who act like they ain't got no sense. Let's get some knowledge and let's get some understanding. If they call what they put in the sky, the tic-tac-toeing of the sky behind the jet's wings, if what they spread in the sky, the tic-tac-toeing in the sky, if you ever look up and stop being a sheep or being a cow and look up, you'll see they tic-tac-toe the sky. And in tic-tac-toe in the sky, they call that cloud seeding. Never will I want to push misinformation or disinformation and call it a chemtrailing. But let's use some understanding. So we acknowledge that they tic-tac-toe the sky. And some planes leave long lines and some leave short lines. And the short lines are called contrails. The long lines they call chemtrails, but let's call them cloud seeding. So, you know, we want to be, we want to, for a second, kiss ass. For a second, kiss ass. For a second, kiss ass. I ain't kissing it, but I'm just saying you can kiss it if you want to. So here we have them saying, call it cloud seeding. So let's think about the knowledge. I'm not off the message, people. Cloud seeding. So that means when you see something, that means think about it, folks. Visually think about it. Cloud seeding. When you see something on the ground, how do they seed it? In a straight damn line. So when you see straight lines in the sky, that's seeding. That's seeding. Like when farmers seed the ground, they don't go in spirals, they're going down straight lines. So cloud seeding is them spraying something in straight lines in the sky. If you ever decide to look up, once you decide to look up and realize those straight lines are not dissipating quick enough, the ones that dissipate quickly are the ones that disappear for those people who just don't want to know synonyms. When they disappear quickly, that's called contrary. When they don't, that's called cloud seeding. I'm kissing ass a little bit right now, cloud seeding. However, I'm going to start kissing ass in a second when I explain to you what cloud seeding is. Cloud seeding, visually speaking, I gave you an illustration. Putting seeds on the ground in a row is called seeding the ground. In the air, it's called cloud seeding. Similarity, straight line. Now, when you put them in the ground, months later, some stuff grow, right? Okay? Well, what did you put in the ground? Well, you don't know until you grow up, right? Right. It comes into fruition. It manifests. You can eat from it. You can be blessed from it, or you can be poisoned from it, depending on what it is. Let's go into the sky. They put the rows in the sky. Because the sky has its living, moving, and being in a quicker format than the ground doesn't move that much. The frequency of the ground is more solid than the frequency of the sky. So the frequency of the sky moves quicker. It's like rain. When after it rains, heavy rain, you go outside and you have new grass, new fruits, stuff just sprout up, new flowers. That's because the frequency of the sky mount is literally quicker. The world in the heavens is quicker than the world in the ground. The energy in the heavens is quicker than the energy in the ground. So now the manifestation or the seeing of the seeding in the clouds come quicker. Now, once they spray the sky with the seed, we don't see, like the cartoon, food coming out the sky. That cartoon was talking about I don't know what the name of the movie was, but Pixar did a show where the guy was growing food and the mayor was getting fat and all that. So when you look at the back of the plane and you go inside the plane, they're showing inside the plane, what are they spraying out? Well, the seeds that they're spraying out is a mixture of lithium, barium, aluminum, and a few other things. You don't think that's going to affect us? You don't think that's going to dumb us down? You don't think also that's not used to make the sky a blue screen, a green screen? They can project anything up there they want? You don't think that that's going to cause, if they do the mixture right, won't cause clouds to formulate? And then if they throw light in there, like the rays of the sun hit the ground, something going to sprout out. If the sun is over here in the east, and the flower leaning over here in the north, guess what the flower gonna do? When that ray hits that flower, that flower gonna turn itself to the ray, just like the damn clouds do. When they send them rays, the chemicals in the clouds turn to the ray.
But I think there's a larger point that you're making here that you and I probably, I won't speak for you, but you and I probably have both run into, and that's that what the Trump people are talking about is indeed so extreme that it's hard to convince people that it's real. You know, you feel like when you're, and it's one of the reasons I always cite my sources, is because you feel like when you're saying they want to end all abortion, they want.
Y'all know, if you know anything about Trump, I was about to call this man a name. This man, this ninja, Caucasian ninja, this ninja don't care about ending abortion. His constituents do, but Trump don't care. You know why he don't care? Because his wife don't care about ending abortion. Melania believes in abortion, maybe not to the 9th month. So you're not really worried about Trump. You're worried about the majority of the people that voted for Trump. You're worried about democracy playing out. Because they always talk about democracy, the mob ruling, right? Even though we're in a republic, a constitutional republic, we the people, you remember? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic. So, for those people that really just can't pick it up, that it's not Trump. Trump hasn't gotten to the position of Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Trump hasn't gotten to the position of Putin. Trump hasn't gotten to the position of Xi. Trump hasn't gotten to the position of Kim Jong-un. He hasn't gotten to the position of Venezuela's president, who's used to be a bus driver. Why? Why not? Because we are a constitutional republic, and in a constitutional republic, you have to follow law of order, rules and laws. But don't Venezuela have rules and laws? Evidently they don't. What about North Korea? Evidently they don't. What about China? Evidently they don't. What about Russia? Evidently they don't. So this hysteria is just hysteria to a certain degree. There's always a spill of truth in what people say, because in order for people to be pulled along in the story, in the narrative, you got to throw some truth out there. Now, I'll say this. Did y'all just hear the first goddamn thing that's come out this woman's mouth? The only thing they care about is giving babies to Mullah. The first thing she said, get rid of all abortion. So the only thing they're concerned about is super freaking, take away the rights of women by giving them to men, literally destroying destroying the value of a woman through saying a man can be a woman. Literally, they hate women. Yet, I'm looking at this person and I'm saying, aren't you a woman? They're so gun-ho on... See, that's the reason why it's hard for me to understand demons on crack. Especially ones that's far, 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 far left. Because how can I have compassion for a person that don't understand if you don't want a child, if you don't want a baby, if you don't want a fetus to grow in you, which in Latin, as my 13-year-old or 12-year-old, how old she is now, I'm not sure. Anyway, we got adult children, so these young children's ages skip me. You don't want a fetus to grow in you, which is in Latin, like I said, an offspring, because my teenager said, Mom, isn't in Latin fetus offspring? I said, oh yes, it is. Yes, it is. But that's just the same concept as cloud seeding and chemtrailing. It's all technicalities. It's called trickery. It's called deception. It's called people being wicked. It's called people being liars. It's called people being the Oz, the Wizards of Oz. They're playing trickery on you. They're putting a spell on you through speech. So the first thing this woman say is, oh, pretty much Trump's going to remove the right of women to murder their children. How is that a right? How is that a right? How do you have the right to murder someone? I understand you have the right to get on any birth control you want. I understand you have a right to offer that man a condom anytime you want. I understand you have a right to say, climax, eject. I understand you have a right to not have any relations at all. The 4B movement, which probably won't last because these days women are just thoughting their way through life. That hoe over there, just in case y'all know what I'm talking about. Just being that thought, you're not the father, oh Murray. You're not the father. You're not the father. And they think that's some dignity in that. They're acting like there's no option. I'm a reasonable person. If you have options not to become pregnant, you can get your tubes tied, you can get your tubes burned, you can, well, why do I have to do that? Maybe I want a child. No, you can get paid and get them untied. I don't feel like going to serve. You just want to kill, huh? You don't want to murder. Excuse me for calling it killing, because it's not killing, it's actually murder. Killing's different. It's not accident. It's not something that they have to do. Whether rape or incest, I bow to neither. Because I understand that there are options with that too. The government, just like the government can give you welfare and food stamps to take care of these children that maybe you got through a husband, or maybe you didn't get through a husband, maybe you got through rape, incest, or one night stand. Either way, government can still help these women get through this hard time, the ones that have incest and rape. And just like they give money every month to these welfare and food stamp people, they can help this woman carry this child, help her nurture this child, take care of this child. And then once the child gets born, the child can already have a family waiting on the child before the child's even born. The mother never has to see the child. And then the government can take out another year after that and help the woman with nutrition and help her get her body back in shape and all of that. And she can go on her way instead of just killing the child. I keep saying killing on her. Keep murdering the child. This is the first thing come out this woman's mouth. There's a hot iron on these people's conscience. Do as thou wilt is the whole of their law, which that is I will call it Luciferian, but satanic law. A law that says everything is about you. It's all about you. It's all about you. It's all about me. Y'all, we're in a quantum entanglement. And if we're going to live in the wild, wild west or the jungle, then the mob rules. But I think a lot of people are just going in the beast mode, 666 mode. They're just trying to keep this game as chaotic as possible, because there are always logical ways around things. Look, if you know that you don't want a kid, there are ways to prevent that. You have to, just like if you want a car, there are ways to get a car. If you want a driver's license, there's ways to get a driver's license. And there's ways not to get a driver's license. Keep on drinking, you'll be taken away.
Want to take away birth control. They want to have a national abortion ban. You know, you hear those things.
Okay, she's saying you hear those things. I love how she used you hear those things, because she says that immediately afterward, because it's not written. It's not written. Is she talking about the Catholics? Maybe the Catholics don't want women to be on birth control, because maybe that's the only people I know that don't support birth control. But Trump isn't a Catholic, and Judeo-Christians, whether the Protestants, which they still under the arm of the Vatican, of course, even though they don't know that, they are okay with birth control. They're okay with condoms. So this whole catastrophe mindset I think is what's making the world a miserable place for a lot of people. Not miserable for me. I'm just making a video right now. This spell don't work on me, because when I go outside now, I go out there and I prune my flowers, and I go out there and look at my cucumbers, and I go out there walking in the yard, hold my husband's hand. The world's a better place. I have to make my reality what it be, but I still want to come out here and talk about what these historians are talking about, warning about Trump. We should have been warning about Obama, the first gay president with a tranny spouse, who he perpetually called Michael. He moved all things towards his lifestyle. He moved all things towards his stunning agenda. Why? Because I'm sure he was sex trafficked as a kid. He went to a religious school for a short time as well. Vatican got everybody. Oh, Lucifer, right?
Things, and you think, oh no, that couldn't possibly be the case. Or, they are trying to take over the military. And you think about our military, which has this long and storied history, and you think, oh come on, we've never done that before. But they are
Okay, so let's talk about the military. Do anybody know right now, under Biden's administration, that at that big Afghanistan abort go home, the plane even had 911 on it, y'all. The gray plane, the Boeing plane, had 911 on it. The people were theatrical. It almost looked like a play. It almost looked like a skit in plain sight on the news. I swear it was a skit. These people, you can't have biases. You have to. I could talk about both sides, but right now she's spewing delusion. One minute she'll talk about something that's truthful, and then the next minute she only can tell you what she sees with her eyes. I understand that, but when she talk about they want to take over the military, do you know most of the most people who were in the military quit? And then my husband did a video on that. They were given a package to leave the military. Biden gave them the option to leave the military. Lo and behold, once they left the military, now they're telling them, oh, we gave y'all a package, we want that money back. Now a lot of these people have lost their homes. They're living with their children because they can't afford, they're not getting any income because they retired. They left. They got backstabbed. Mind you that, I'll move on from that. That's a whole another story in itself. Go to Show Enough Zone. You can hear that on his channel, Show Enough Zone. Well, the Show Enough Zone, actually. So, military. Right now, let me show y'all something. She want to talk about military. He wants to hurt our military. I'm gonna show you one picture and then I'm moving on. And this is how sad people's agendas are. If you want our military to be led by people who don't know who they are, they don't know who they are. They have walk-ins, meaning possessed. I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to find a picture and then we're going to move on. But I'm going to show you what the Biden administration deemed as something that's fine. But to me, it's self-hate. It's self-hate. So let's look at it. That's the guy, self-hate by Kamala. The guy by Kamala. This is one of the military leaders. The guy with the red lipstick on, with the bald head. That's the guy that was working for Biden. I mean, he was stealing everybody's luggage that had expensive luggage. We're not respected around the world. We're not expected around the world at all. We're just not. Look at this. These are MK Ultra. Look into Kamala Harris's mom, Shay Amala. She was part of MK Ultra. And these children literally have been brainwashed. If you got any other group out here, this is the far left, you get any other group out here. Now we already know Black Lives Matter, the girl that was running that, the lesbian that was running there, and the other two lesbians that was running there, they're supported by their one girl's stepdad who's a Jew, Sonny Holston, a Jew, Whoopi Goldberg, a Jew, mixed breed Jew. So everything you say is anti-Semitic. Everything you say is you can't say nothing because they're the victims. But you can say something, because I do. I just call stuff what it is. Look, when someone says, I feel like I'm a woman, there's no such thing as feeling like a woman. Let's slow down. Let's get some knowledge. We talk about male and female. So let's get some understanding. So in order to get understanding, we have to be analytical. We have to ask questions. We have to put categories. Okay, category for a male. Do males cry? Yes. Do females cry? Yes. Do males get angry? Yes. Do females get angry? Yes. Do males laugh? Yes. Do females laugh? Yes. Do males get disappointed? Yes. Do females get disappointed? Do males love colorful things? Yes. Do females love colorful things? Yes. Do males try to learn how to tap dance? Yes. Do females learn how to tap dance? Yes. All these things are emotional things. All of these things are tapped into our heart chakra. Being male and female is biological. Being male and female has nothing to do with your emotions. Being male and female has nothing to do with how you feel. There's no such thing. That's a delusion. Because I can feel tired today, but my husband can feel tired as well. I can feel joyful today, and my husband can feel joyful as well. My husband can be glad today, and I can be glad as well. So when someone says, I feel like a man, I feel like a woman, no, you just want to look like a man. You just want to look like a woman. But what you come wrapped in, you have to respect it. You can't feel like that fetus isn't your offspring. You have to accept that fetus is your offspring. It springs from you. And if you want me to have sympathy for you, you have to have sympathy for the child. Let me show you. A lot of people don't want to see the child as a child because they don't understand how things are created. Why do you have to see it to know it's human? Why does it take an ultrasound for you to believe that what you did 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago created something? Also, I don't know if anybody knows, but that baby that we're looking at right now has its own body, in its own sac, in its own matrix. And you have your own body. Be not deceived. That baby's body is not your body. That baby is not your property. Once the baby comes out of the womb, you will know that that baby doesn't belong to you. Why? Because they give it a social security number and a birth certificate. That baby belongs to the government. That baby belongs to the stock market. So once the baby gets here, if you try to kill the baby, once the baby gets here, or murder the baby once the baby gets here, then you'll go to jail. Why? Because that's property. That's money. See? That's messing up the market. Let's continue.
Saying it. They are putting in place policy papers to do that. They are filling positions. They have this whole list of people to fill positions and do those things. And I think if we don't take it seriously, we're making a huge mistake.
Well, that's why I thought it was so important to speak to you today, because of that exact reason. I mean, we're out here saying that they're going to do X, Y, Z, and we're saying it because they are promising it, but at the same time, it's hard for us to imagine it as Americans because we just don't have a skill.
It's not about imagining it as Americans, because who would have ever imagined you would have a president that would be out here saying, Biden says it was a mistake to say put a bullseye on Trump. Who would ever imagine a president would say that? Who would imagine a president would say that? Do we not understand the judge with oath? He said it's time to put put Trump in the bullseye. And people say, well, he didn't mean it. Look, see that 209? That's a 9/11. They do code, y'all. So these people want to talk about, oh, imagine, who would ever imagine we're such good people? Americans are such good people. Who would ever imagine? There goes Snoop Dogg. They've been doing videos on this the whole time, the whole schematics of it. This is no shock to Trump neither. And you say, well, that bullseye don't mean that. What the hell you think a bullseye mean? Bullseye. Boom, bullet right in the head, baby. Bullseye. The reason why people don't know this stuff is because you don't get knowledge, and then you get knowledge, get a whole bunch of information. That's what knowledge is. Get as much information as possible. Once you get enough information as possible, you have to start asking questions. What, when, how, why, because, who, where, who, what? You have to have categories. A lot of people are so lazy that they don't like to slow their thinking down. This is what these people are counting on. They're counting on you just pick a side and sit in that damn side and become a bored mind, become a sheep mind. That's why religion works so well. That's why television works so well. That's why the government's able to get more taxes from us. That's why education, especially in the urban areas, have dumb kids down for decades. But they want to look over here and say it's the white man doing it. No, it's not the white man system doing it. You got melanated people in the system too that's doing it. Bubba Lip, forgot the dude's name. Bubba Lip South doing it. But just the sheer fear of losing. Okay, look. YouTube might get mad at me for talking about this guy, but that's fine. This philanthropist, capitalism. This guy claims he loves the whole world. He has the whole world in his hands. Billy the Gate. He has the whole world in his hands. She said, "Oh, Trump." It was somebody's comment that said that about this thing I just showed y'all with Billy the Gate. Look, y'all remember I said earlier about BlackRock? I didn't feel like proving nothing, because I don't like doing all that. I like talking. Fighting between BlackRock and a hard place. Campaigns to encourage corporations to up their anti-climate change game are great, of course. But environmentalists say voluntary campaigns remain hard sell on Wall Street. So all of this climate stuff is really about Wall Street, okay? BlackRock. So when these people give you this spiel of, oh, the world's going to end because blah, 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 support blah, 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 and they don't let you know about these other systems that's going on, these other people that got the power, these other people that got the power, and this guy always has to come into my videos, don't he? Because these people are so far advanced into the system that's going to make you a cattle, that's going to make you a cow, that's going to make you compliant. Like China. They all work together, hand in hand, hand in hand. And for the megas, y'all have to get out of this emergency mode on Trump. Y'all gonna have to just, not be worried, because you don't want to be part of a wave. You don't want to be part of a wave, okay? You don't want to be part of a red wave, because that's catastrophe mode. So I used to think 666 meant like something that's coming out the earth, a spirit or a marker. No, it's a state of mind. It's a state of mind. So you don't want to be part of the red wave. Benny Hinn was talking about the red wave a long time ago, and I know that man's quite demonic. Quite demonic. You don't want to be part of a red wave. Because a red wave consists of mega. A red wave consists of, look at it, 666. 666. It consists of you being in chaos mode, terror mode. You don't want nobody to put you in terror mode. This woman right here is encouraging terror mode. Okay? What was InfoWars about? InfoWars is about terror mode, catastrophe mode. You don't want your eyesight to see that. You want your eyesight to see prospering and being in health, even as your soul prospers. I mean, at least follow that part of the book. You don't want someone to be a visionary for you. You want to be able to determine your own vision, okay? Because when you put yourself in a vision of someone else, then there's always someone else that's waiting to be a visionary for you. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th and is of the 7th and going to perdition. So they want to move you into a perdition kind of mind. See? You'll be recycling yourself. You'll be reincarnating yourself in the game because you're laying in fear. Okay? And these people, whether right or left, push fear all the time. I was talking about right here that is anybody paying attention to the fact that in North Carolina they got nuclear blast shelters. Now this is Russia. Russia's doing it, and I'm thinking, wait a minute. I saw that on the video in North Carolina when the independent news people were boots on the ground showing this. Now this is a article from November 24th today. So I'm just running through really quick how not to allow people to put you in terror mode. When you're in terror mode, you become like this. You can have somebody sitting beside you smiling and you in la la land. You're in la la land. You can have someone that literally has a spell on you. And he's just a smiling because he got the power. La la land. Seen through someone else's eyes. Why? Because you want to be somebody. You know, and let's not leave Biden out. He's Jesuit brother just like Trump, World Economic Forum. Anybody know about that? That's not a good place. You got Anthony Fauci. He's a fox, he's a wolf just like Biden. They brotherhoods. They all brotherhood. All brotherhood. So when you hear this spiel, please understand when people get out here just supporting one side, don't fall for the Kool-Aid. See? Yes, and she was talking about Trump with Bitcoin. Trump's not the power. It's going to be Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Why? Because their economy is not collapsing. Period. And yes, Kamala was down for it too. They're all part of this system, okay? All of them. But of course, Trump gonna get their ass because they did too much. They did too much. I mean, think about this. Trump's assassination attempt. BlackRock issued statement says shooter Thomas Matthew Cook featured in the ad. Thomas Kirk Matthew was attempted to assassinate. Of course, it just wasn't him, but someone in the tower as well. Trump at a Pennsylvania rally appeared in 2022 BlackRock ad. Now remember, I was talking about BlackRock supports Biden. Now, if you read the judgment oath says that if they don't do what they promise they're going to do when they take the oath, they can wind up dead. Now, there are a lot of Nabi prophets out here who are call themselves saying that the predicted program on the system is supposed to happen and Kamala's supposed to become president because Trump's going to be moved out the way. And I'm thinking y'all need to really stop because there are too many people saying we don't want the program to run the way they want it to run. Period. I'm not down with it. And then they're talking about Vance right here. I definitely understand what she's saying about Vance, that Peter Thiel thing. Vance is a very loyal Jesuit. I understand that. However, as scary as Vance is, Kamala's more scarier. As scary as Trump is, Biden's more scarier. The guy was president and everybody knew that evidently somebody was running the presidency. Because, I mean, he even has an Illuminati card that says he's an imposter, meaning someone plays the role of Biden. They don't even care. So don't come at me saying, come to my side, come to the blue. I'm not coming to either side. I just want the American people in the world to know, don't be deceived. But pick morality. Have a perimeter. Be willing to have a perimeter, a fence, but make sure the gate got some doors on it. You can walk out anytime you want. And yeah, Trump said that he's supposed to die here. He literally said the next day he knew he's supposed to die. Yeah, he know the program. He know they've written in the program he's supposed to die. But there are millions of Christians who say, bro, you ain't going nowhere. Why? Even though this is supposed to be Pence, they need a charismatic leader. Okay? And these people that are saying that God's jealous, well, stop wasting your time being jealous. Then you have Obama finally, his Illuminati card finally showing him getting backlash. I was waiting on this card to happen. It happened with the brothers. The melanated brothers said, we're done with you, Obama. We're done. Enough of them said it. And the ones that did not say it is because they're still worried about the kitty cat from their wives and from their women. And the men tend to worry about the cat more than anything else. Meow. Exactly. The pussy cat. Just because y'all didn't know that. This thing here, this thing happened underneath Warp Speed, but it also had this Illuminati card, the game. It also still happening under Biden. And Fulci, Anthony Fulci, was with both of them. The one I showed y'all earlier, the Jesuit, he's with both of them. He's smiling with Biden. He's smiling with Trump. Well, him and Trump sort of bumped heads a little bit, but he still got his way. I mean, come on. Oh, come on. They bump heads. The goat and the alien, they bump heads. But ultimately, they know it's like who gonna win. The Jesuit that wears the black and the Jesuit that wears the white. But ultimately, the one that's sitting in the middle, the head, the one that can see, that gives the vision, that's the one that's gonna get his way. I mean, I can literally show you Billy the Goat, Jesuit eugenist. Then you got Kathleen, Jesuit mother of the, and then you got Stefan, Jesuit CEO. And then they don't want you to see that this is what this is. This is what this is. John Hopkins, World Economic Forum, and the Gates and his used to be foundation with his wife. This is the reason why I'm saying, y'all, when you're listening to somebody and they are gun-ho on one side's good and one side's bad, you're not seeing through your vision. You're looking through someone else's eyes. And remember, our eyes are shaped like a cone. And this cone, your vision is from the inside. But for some reason, the longer you get in the game, the more you see with your eyes and you hear with your ears, the more people can change what you see into what they see. Let me show y'all another picture of what I'm talking about. And I'm glad I'm bringing it up because I never talked about it in this format. I was doing some, getting some knowledge the other day. And in getting knowledge, I applied it to the knowledge I already had. For those folks who love Anthony and y'all think that he's holier than thou, there you have it. Okay? There you have it. Okay? And there you have it. Okay? Okay? Okay, there you have it. They write all books. They edit all books. Okay? So this is also, so right here when you see this, when I first saw this, I thought it looked like the devil's horn. Lucifer, the bearer of the light. And I thought the bearer of the light has to do with your eyes. Your eye gate. Are you seeing through your eyes or someone else trying to see through your eyes? Are you writing your program or someone else gave you a program? What window did you come through in the game? Did you come through the Sagittarius window? Did you come through the Leo window? Did you come through the Cancer window? What window did you come through? The Libra window? What time and space did you come through? Through the winter, spring, summer, fall? What window did you come through? And figure that out, and then you need to get yourself off that program. Because a lot of these people have so much knowledge more than we have. It's baffling. So let me show you what, if I can find it, what they're really talking about with this thing here. And it's actually about the eyesight. People want to take humanity's eyesight. So when I saw the word humanity some time back, I thought, if humanity is 666, then that means that humanity is veiled in deception. So how are we veiled in deception? We're veiled in deception through our genome. And then we're further veiled in deception in the programming. When we come here, we get further into the programming. That's the reason why they want a virtual world, a mega world, a meta world. I guess mega too, huh? They want your eyes to be like a beast eyes. They don't want you to have an enlightened eye or a spiritual eye or an eternal eye. They want you to have the eye they want you to have. And they do have ways of humans taking on others' vision. They'll say, look, if you come this path, you come this way, we'll show you how to see. You'll have the bearer of the light's eyes. But do you really want the bearer of the light's eyes? You should not want the bearer of the light's eyes. You should want to see through your own eyes. Because they always trying to navigate your eyes. Let me see, can I find this thing with the eye right quick. But I mean, I could always show you. See, like, look, with education. Education is one of the formats where they show you me exit off some of these so I can show y'all. Got too many up here, I think. Okay, so let me exit off this. Let me get some of these off so I can show y'all. They picked up rooms on there. When they were talking, I always talk about the Illuminati pyramid. I think my computer's getting fed up with me at this point. So I won't be able to show y'all that. So let me finish the video off, and then I want to show y'all actually this visual. I may have to do it on another video, but it's a visual of the human eye and how it matches up with that picture. But I may have to do the video on that, but that's fine. This video's going long enough. That's a good picture to help it, but it's not the one I want y'all to see. It's not the one I want y'all to see because I want some clarity. I'll do another video on that. That'll be interesting.
Schema for that in this country. But I think when we do take a moment to look at historical precedent, and when I say historical, we don't even have to look far, because to your exact points earlier in this conversation, you discussed Hungary and Russia, and these are happening right now, and we're watching these countries turn into illiberal states, and I think that it is important to look elsewhere, that we're not special, and it's happened in other countries, and it can happen right here, and it's already happened.
See, this is the thing. The thing is, he said illiberal. Never heard such word. Maybe he should have said anti-liberal. But I know he's meaning like mild liberal, where there's some type of malware where no one likes to be free. In order for us to have moved into this frame of mind as a people, for people to be willing to say, okay, we're okay with LGBT, lesbians, gays, bisexuals. But when people wanted to now say, I'm transitioning to a woman, even though I'm a man, I'm biologically, it's like, and then the plus has grown men loving little boys. That's plus. That's also part of it. It's like you have a teenage boy, and you say, okay, look, you can ride your bike. You can go to Dwayne's house and see if he want to ride the bike. Y'all can ride around the community. And then next thing you know, months down the line, you come to find out they've been robbing stores. They done started the gang, bicycle gang. And you saying, damn, if I would have known that you was You weren't ready to be able to grab a 10-speed and go right up and down the road in the community. If I would have known you had that much debauchery and foolishness in you, I would have never released you out on your own. That's what happens when you're dealing with super liberals. They are children in the mind. They can be intellectually intelligent, like they can have a job working for Jeff Bezos at his rocket place, like the female that just ice picked her dad to death, who was 67, and she was 67 and she was 33, special number 33, and she's living in a house worth $880,000. And I'm like, wow, you living in a house worth almost $1 million. You're driving a nice car. You have a nice income, yet you're still on medication, and yet you're still miserable, and yet you're saying you're still oppressed, and yet you're saying society has caused you some loss. Listen to me. You're almost $1 million house. You make way over $150,000 a year. You're walking around looking like you are female, but you're probably a man. Everyone's special like Barney. Yet you got all of this. You can eat any food you want because you can afford it. You don't have to worry about inflationary economy because you can afford it. Yet you still labeling yourself as oppressed because people won't vote the way you want them to vote, or people says, well, you're still biologically a man. You just cut yourself up to look like a female. I'm depraved. I'm depressed. You go to therapy every week, 2 times a week. You're on all kinds of medicine, yet you're still unhappy. And you can't see that it's a vision from within. The reason why you're unhappy, it's a vision from within. It's projection. So you hate the world, not your flesh, not your devil, but you hate the world. Why? Because really you have not worked out the spells within you. Why? Because people put you under a spell through spelling and through cursive writing and through television. There are other avenues I could talk about, 4 avenues I always talk about, and some people cry about it, of course, when I say religion. And I didn't say morals, I said religion, the media. I didn't say independent news, I said the media. Education. I didn't say voucher, pick an education, pick a path. I said public education. The government. I didn't say a constitutional republic that has democracy sitting inside of it that works. I'm saying people who take government positions who are ran by the Trilateral Commission. Nowadays, well,
to a degree, when you look at Chevron, when you look at Dobbs, when you look at historic precedents that have been completely turned on their head in this country that we didn't think could ever happen, and yet for the first time we are seeing.
I never thought what could happen was men could claim they're women. I never thought that people would go that far to try to then say a woman is a cis. It wasn't enough for them to be allowed to say that even though I have a dick, a penis, that I'm a female. Oh, let me get it cut off. Oh, now I'm a female. Oh, let me get some plastic in my chest. Now I'm gonna say it the way I want to say it. I'm grown. So you can. I can't believe that. I can't believe full-grown women who lay down with men, whether only 0.27% and 0.29% access incest and rape. That's less than 1%. So we're not gonna do that spiel. We're not gonna do that spiel. And miscarriages are not considered abortion. When a woman has a miscarriage, it's not an abortion. That's the body rejecting the baby, whether through medication or through stress. Or maybe the womb was just not prepared. But I can't believe that we're in a society that can put women at a disadvantage. And then you have other women that looking like they could be men, have the nerve enough to look over here, little bitty me, little bitty petite me, with all my little curves, and had these children. Now I got sagging breasts, and these men can come along, put fake titties in, and the titties can sit up forever, never produce any babies, ain't got no hips, flat legs. If they want a booty, they got to put all fat from their fat stomach, put them in the booty. But you want to look over here at me, who sacrificed my body to produce more than 3 kids with my wonderful husband. And the children are all beautiful, of course. all beautiful, all of them. You know, we got them from 6 feet tall all the way down to 5'1". Some short, some tall. And they all look alike. One, you know, some look more like me, some look more like him. So we favor as well. I never thought neither that people would be so self-centered to claim that they want mercy in this society, modern society. We want mercy. We want y'all to be nice to us. And then as soon as we say, okay, we know this is a mental disorder, but we're going to have some compassion. And then the person with the mental disorder says, now we're going to run this bitch. I literally heard them do this. They literally say this bullshit. They literally turn to demons. That's why I say demons on crack, or demons on Xanax, or demons on all this other mind medicine. That's why people saying, done. You're not gonna look at me with a mask on that look like you're an angel, but you're really a demon. You're not gonna look at me, Dr. Jekyll, but you're really Mr. Hyde. You're not going to continue to look at me and act like I got a child mind. Because you got so much education, which I got education as well. You got so much education that you're so much smarter than me. See, this is the problem. Pride comes before destruction. That's why this shit getting torn down. And a haughty spirit before you fall. Now, why am I saying these people be haughty? Because if they really was about truth, they would understand you got to talk about both sides. I'm talking about their side right now because she on the screen. Both sides. You got to talk about both sides. You got to talk about the building, and then you got to talk about the blueprint of the building. You see the building, but let's talk about the blueprint. How long this building gonna last? Well, it's based on the blueprint. So this building ain't lasting long because this building was built off deception. This building wasn't built off of, talking about the LGBT ABC 1 2 3 movement, which Trump absolutely supports. Where you at? Is it gonna show it to me, or is it gonna cry still? A picture of Trump holding the LGBT ABC 1 2 3 flag, smiling. He just put somebody in his cabinet that's LGBT 1 2 3. So this, look, Trump is not some righteous man. For them to sit here and act like Trump is a righteous man, get off it. No, Trump isn't. Mega people trying to be more than what the Republican side being, the righteous in the land. Then you got some people in the middle that's trying to be righteous too. What is righteous? Doing what's right for society so society can still be productive. These people believe in the phoenix rising from the ashes. They believe in destroy. In the process of them destroying, they destroy themselves. 4B movement. I laugh. While they trying to close their legs, which I know they can't do, women who are in the middle and more on the mega side, forget the right, the Republicans, these women gonna still have children. So y'all still gonna get outvoted. Cause y'all slow. Y'all killing your own children. You're supposed to replicate so you can replicate your own vision. And you don't even know how to do that because, you know, kids can prick what they want to do. But all I'm saying is when they say, oh, we just never thought the world would be like this. Well, guess what? You shouldn't have let Obama fool you. And Obama shouldn't have came in there, bootleg, deceiving melanated people. I'm hoping in this game the melanated people who have access to more energy in this game than others would wake the hell up so that the world can be a better place for the humanity, the game players can level up. Especially melanated women in America. What's y'all problem? And it's not about power. And I tell you this, melanated women, y'all know black men, melanated men, do not suppress us. They might try. They might be, every now and then trying to put their foot down. We have to say, you can take your foot up, put your damn foot on my neck. And we already know how we are. It don't go too well. We'll look like, what you doing? We better hold hands and walk together. We're gonna kick the door down together. Or can you kick it down by yourself? Or I kick it down by myself. Okay, well I'm gonna be right behind you, bro. I'm gonna be right there looking, seeing how you kick it. So then next time, just because you enter, I'm gonna kick the door down. We gonna work together. It's just a sad world.
Rollbacks in rights that kind of defy anything that we've seen in American history before.
Yes, and there's another really important angle to this.
He's so young. I've never seen before. You're young. He's like in his 30s. I don't even know if he reached his 40s yet. He's so young. And she old and being deceptive. Knowing that we're sitting right now in debauchery. They care about an idea. They don't care about these kids eating. They don't care about people surviving. They don't care about kids getting blown up every time you turn around over there overseas. They don't care about these kids, these people losing their home. They only care about scripts. They only care about something that's been written in books. Like these preachers that support, what his name is, Joel Osteen, that support Benjamin Netanyahu, saying Benjamin Netanyahu is like King David. Dude! I thought you was about love. You're a love preacher. Or are you about prosperity preaching? What do you have investment in? Exactly.
I think. And that is the rhetorical structure that Trump has always used is one that was in fact embraced by the Nazis in Germany. And that was the idea of what was called the big lie. But it had a concept. And the concept behind it was that if you, and I used to say to my students, if your roommate steals $20, you're mad at your roommate because you can conceive of that kind of a crime. But if your roommate breaks into your entire family's bank accounts, sells their house, wipes out everybody's retirement, takes everything, runs up the credit cards, and so on, you don't really have a language or an emotional groundwork.
Okay, didn't this woman I almost cussed this woman out. Didn't this bitch, didn't she just say Nazi? Now she's spinning it to economics. When we know Nazi is attached to concentration camps and death. But immediately she went to economics. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Trump's brother and Jesuit brother Biden took the reins and helped bring down the economy. Prime example. My husband was doing a video, making a video about Harris and the expenditures of Harris during her 3-month spin as running for president. They're in debt over $20 million. Why is this woman not saying, hey, Biden administration, we're afraid of Trump getting in, but why don't y'all stop doing what y'all doing too? So as long as you allow people to put you on the left or on the right, you'll never transition. You'll never, I ain't talking about gay stuff, that's body. You'll never transition out of being played. You'll always be a game stick that someone else is playing. You have to say, I see you red, I see you blue. Sit in the middle, turn purple, purple's love. See through the veil of caring. Not caring about bull crap and not caring about staying in old bull crap and staying and receiving new bull crap. Catch what I'm saying? Be in the purple. Purple is care. Purple is love. Your aura. See through the veil of purple where you understand that you're perpetually in this game being transformed, being renewed. Every morning you get up in this game, I'm being transformed, I'm being renewed by knowledge, getting some good understanding, and move towards wisdom. Wisdom tells you, hey, you got to hear everybody. You hear bullshit they talk about from the old, you call it bullshit. You hear some new bullshit, you call it bullshit. That's the reason why I can't respect. It's hard. I can't respect people who have a forked tongue. I cannot respect them. I can't regard their words as it's like someone that can have a PhD. They can live in $1 million house. They can drive let's give them a Tesla. They can drive a little Tesla, a little ugly car. They can drive, let's say a Maybach. I don't like Tesla. A Maybach. And they can drive a Maybach. Well, I might from the outward say, okay, this person is really trying to maximize their reality. Okay? Even if they have a nice Toyota Jeep, those things last a long time. They're maximizing their reality. And let's say this person has a Toyota Jeep and they live in a $250,000 house. Okay, moderate house, more costly than most people can afford that are working class. But you see that the person is literally, the outward appearance makes it look like they're okay. Well, let me go back to the million dollar house in the Maybach. I just think this is how I really feel. Because I understand somebody with a Toyota and a $250,000 house really can be a hoarder. And I wouldn't really think that this person is trying to be exemplary anyway. But let's say somebody driving a Maybach and they're a Mercedes Maybach and they're in a $800 to $1 million house. And then I walk in your house. Now, before I go in your house, I see you at work. I see you for lunch, brunch, whatever. You know, we conversate. We may see each other at public functions, you know, things they have maybe at our city hall, the library, Barnes and Nobles may have some stuff going on, just public stuff that you don't all have to pay for, but everybody shows up that know about it. Well, then family, you invite me to meet you in front of your house, and so I come about 10 minutes early because traffic was pretty light, and I pull up and I see the outside of your house looks okay. I get closer and closer and I start smelling something. And I'm thinking, is there a dead dog somewhere? I get closer and closer and I look through one of your glass windows. I can't quite see through it because there's some paper. Well, then I ring the doorbell and I hear someone scuffling through what seems to be cave-like material. And as the person walks to the door, you see somewhat of a silhouette through the paper on the window. And they open the door and they're shocked because instead of you waiting on them in the driveway, you come in 5 minutes late, you come 10 minutes early. And before they can shut the door behind them, you see that there's a mountain of trash in their house. This is how I feel about these kind of people. Whether blue or red. Like I say, megas are slightly different than Republican red. Megas have hope for America. Republicans don't give a goddamn about America. The rhinos don't care about America. They only care about money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Now, could Trump be a Republican? Yes. Could Biden be a Democrat? Yes. Could Trump be mega? Maybe. But I know the people are mega. Why? Because the people are the only ones suffering through the 666. The people are the only ones suffering through the weather warfare. South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, Florida, Nevada. They're the only ones going on the attack. The people are being attacked. Now, of course, Trump's being attacked, but not unexpectedly. He's expected to be attacked because it's in the script.
to
get mad at that person because it is so beyond anything you can imagine. You don't have the tools to do that. And that was really quite literally the goal in many ways of the way that the Nazis approached what they were doing, is to say something that was so outrageous that people would dismiss it. And they were quite articulate about this being the plan. And this is one of the things that Trump has done when he continually comes out and says, yeah, I did that, or yeah, I did that, or yeah, I'm going to do this. People think, well, I must be misunderstood.
Wait a minute. I know Trump's character in the script supposed to be enough is enough. That's his character. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. He's a Trump card. He's supposed to be a nuisance. He's supposed to get on your nerve. The people that want to run roughshod over regular citizens. But this is the reason why Sonny right now, her $8 million contract has been lowered down to $4 million, and she's about to lose her job because Comcast is sick of allowing MSNBC to have them lose money. Because that's who evidently runs MSNBC is Comcast, which is, so shameful. So, everybody got to kiss ass, I guess, huh? Not me. So, this is what's baffling. People would believe these people more if they wouldn't just jump to Hitler. They're saying that Trump wants to massacre them. When I'm literally looking on my other screen, I see Trump literally smiling with a damn LGBTs for Trump flag. They doing too much. So it's like a child that, let's say a 4-year-old, 5-year-old child that throw themselves on the floor. I want the hell what I want when I want how I want if I can't get it. And they put themselves in such sporadic mode that you can't even get them to say, calm down, what you doing? Take everything from me. Wait a minute, you gotta gather your reasoning. You have to allow yourself to get some knowledge about. They said, well, why would I want to go and read that 900-page book? Well, at least read the section that you're worried about. I don't hear all that. Because they like to be in catastrophic mode. They like to be in a beast mode. And if these people want you in more beast mode, they're going to use those 5G towers to put you in beast mode. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. They're going to put you in more beast mode. What's 57 and 75? Let's see right quick. It just came to my mind. Let me look at something on my thing, y'all. 57, 75. Do I have a number? 57, 75. 57. Do I have 57s on there? Anyway, so my computer, I guess I may have been on here for a good minute because my computer's over here fussing. Alright, let's 57. Let's do 75. Do I have 75? Let's do 75. 75? 5, not 6, 75. Dang, I can't see. 75. Oh, that's just common. Okay, so anyway, I'll let her finish her spiel for a moment, then moving on.
Understanding it, because of course you wouldn't want to take over American democracy and replace it with a dictator. Of course the Supreme Court wouldn't take.
Look, we are a constitutional republic, meaning everything we do has to be based inside of laws. Why does she keep saying democracy? Democracy is ran by the mob. If she truly believed in democracy, give me a minute, y'all. Let me pull up democracy, because I think people don't care for knowledge. I just don't think people like knowledge. I think people just like to be in the spell. Come on, computer, I ain't got all month. People like to be in the spell. They love to be in the spell. Democracy is ran by the mob. Now, if she really believed in democracy, the mob spoke. The mob spoke. The mob literally said, we don't want to be broke anymore. We're tired of you well-off people telling us we should be okay with being broke. And then a lot of these people be like, no, you're wrong. We're not. And then they're living in $800,000 houses, driving Teslas, and then they act like democracy. These people tripping. A system of government by the whole population or all eligible members of a state, typically through elected representatives. A system of government. A system of government. A state governed by democracy. Controlled of an organization or group by a majority of its members. So let's say this woman actually believed in democracy. Then she would be okay with the voting process. Okay. It says here, capitalism and democracy are ascendant in the third world. So let's look at ascendant. Let's act like we don't know nothing. Okay? Ascendant. Rising sign, astrological sign, eastern horizon with the person was born. Ain't got time. Come on. The point of the ecliptic or degree of zodiac that rises above the eastern horizon at any moment. I'm sort of kind of stuttering because I need the definition. A state or position of dominant power of importance. A state or position of dominant power or importance. So let's go back. Capitalism and democracy are the power of importance in the third world. So in the third world, the most important thing is capitalism and democracy. So they want democracy. The extreme liberals want democracy to be the rule. But they say they hate capitalism. So if the ones on the extreme left hate capitalism, why are they making all the money? Why are they making all the money in Hollywood? Because they really don't hate capitalism. They really don't. Because look at these people that run these companies. They're the ones pushing out all of this money towards the representatives. They're the ones that's issuing out all of this money towards the ones that represent democracy for the mob. They're the extension of even the industrial democracy. They're the fingertips. They're the octopus. They get their will done. They get their will done. Capitalism and democracy. So as long as you have democracy and capitalism, you will always find the world turned into a third world. That's what I'm trying to say. So why would they just accept a constitutional republic? USA, a constitutional republic. So it says the United States is not a democracy. Define constitutional republic. So you have to know when people are, we the veterans and the military family, this is where this is from. Is the United States a democracy? Yes, but it's more complicated than you thought. Right. So we have democracy inside of our constitutional republic. Because remember earlier right here, it talks about it being a basic sector, but democracy is part of the whole. It's not the only avenue that we walk in. America is a democracy of the people, by the people, for the people. The Greek demos means people. That is what the framers intended, and that's how it's always been, right? Maybe not exactly. Recently, we've been hearing an unfamiliar argument that the United States of America is not a democracy. Okay. Between the contours of hyper-partisan American political landscape lies and constituencies that assert America is not a democracy is a constitutional republic. For most Americans, that is a jarring statement. Are they right or wrong? The answer is actually is no and yes. Let's explain. Okay, explain. When taken at face value, the idea that America is not a democracy America is not a democracy makes a lot of assumptions. The first of which is that America is not a direct democracy. In a direct democracy, the nation's constituents vote on every federal law, similar to the referendum that some states hold. Instead, in U.S., laws and policies are voted on and approved by members of Congress, representatives whom the people from each state directly elect. What about the president? The American people directly elect the head of state, right? Not exactly. American voters cast a vote for an individual candidate. Still, those votes are tallied at the state level and used to determine each state's allocation of electoral college votes. The electors elect the president. Moreover, some critics of American democracy are correct when pointing out that the word democracy does not appear in the Constitution. It doesn't, of course. Although America is not a direct democracy, it does not mean democracy is absent from both forms of function. Right. So that's what I was saying from the beginning, because I never read this article, but I'm one of these people that's willing to get some knowledge. I'm saying that you can't just say it's a democracy. No, you can admit that when I'm stirring my Kool-Aid, that I got the mystery flavor. And a little bit of that mystery flavor was added to my cherry Kool-Aid. You can say, oh, well, there's a little lemonade in there. There's a little organic sugar in there. I even dropped a little tea bag in there. Whatever it consists of, you can't just say it's democracy. But you got to understand what holds the tea, what holds the lemonade, what holds the Kool-Aid, what holds the ice, what holds the organic sugar, what's holding it, what's the cup. Nobody wants to look and see what's holding together the democracy. Could it possibly be a constitutional republic? So this is what I'm saying. Red, blue. No, you have to sit in the middle. You have to be willing to allow your mind to be transformed by knowledge. Get some understanding. And sometimes getting understanding means you got to listen to people that you have to pause the video and say, dang, where did they get that from? And then it branches you over to reading articles that maybe not something that you thought would give you some context, but it does. Okay, democracy. So let's give an example. Democracy, like ice cream, comes in many flavors. Imagine you walked into your neighborhood ice cream shop, and they were serving freshly churned democracy. In front of you are several different flavor variations. Once you pick your flavor, how many scoops, cone, cup of cone, I'm thinking about cone of the eye, but sugar cone, cake cone, waffle cone. I think I like a waffle cone. Anyway, and don't forget the sprinkles. I don't like sprinkles. You get the point. Ice cream treats are not all made the same, nor is democracy. Let's see what they're saying here. Various forms of direct democracy exist in America. At the state and local levels, voters directly elect their city council members, mayors, school boards, governors, and state legislators. One person gets one vote, and the Democrat with the most votes wins the seat. Likewise, in some states and localities, ballot initiatives and referendums allow voters to directly voice their support or opposition to specific legislative proposals. In this instance, these jurisdictions enact laws through direct democracy. At the federal level, the American electorate votes using the democratic process for their members of Congress, electing 2 senators for each state and 1 representative from the designated congressional district. These men and women represent their constituents' interests in Washington. Each state has 2 senators and a varying on numbers of representatives allocated according to its population. Many Americans do not recognize or realize that Congress members were not always directly elected. In May 1912, Congress passed the 17th Amendment, later ratified by the states in April 1913. This changed the Constitution, allowing voters to elect U.S. senators directly for the first time. Before its passage, state legislators chose who would represent their state in the U.S. Senate. So what about that statement? The U.S. is a constitutional republic. The Constitution governs the country. The republic part implies the people hold the power, elect their representatives, and elect or appoint a president, not a monarch. It is undoubtedly true that the United States is a constitutional republic, meaning the country rests in the foundation on the Constitution, the supreme law of the land. Moreover, a republic is a form of government where the people hold the power. However, the representatives that Americans democratically exercise the power and do so subject to the rules of the Constitution. Per Constitution, the democratic process elects officials to represent the people in the federal government in Washington, D.C., which Washington, D.C. isn't part of America, but anyway, and represents a democratic republic that governs a union of states by distributing certain powers. Each state has a democratic republican government formed almost exclusively through direct democracy. Let me read that again. Each state has a democratic republican government formed almost exclusively through direct democracy. Whether our elected representatives represent our interests in Washington is a continuous debate. Recent polling from Gallup in August 2023 indicated that only 19% of Americans approve the way Congress is handling this job. Despite this, the fact remains that the United States is best described as a representative, federalist, democratic, constitutional republic. It's like a mint chocolate chip ice cream cone and a sugar cone with sprinkles. Putting it in a cone and adding some toppings does not stop it from being ice cream, which, if you choose to flavor yourself, is certainly democratic. The United States is a democracy, just one of many flavors. The mixture of many flavors gives the United States an incredible, powerful, enduring framework, and fully appreciating its multiple facets requiring a nuanced understanding of government and civics that leaves a lot of room for anti-democratic actors to sow confusion. As always, consider the motive. Anyone who tells you that you don't live in a democracy might have an agenda to undermine your fundamental right to choose leaders. So, we don't live in a democracy. We live in a constitutional republic that consists with democracy. I just said what they said not to say. They say, if anyone who tells you don't live in a democracy might have an agenda, that agenda might undermine the fundamental rights to choose a leader. I'm telling you, we don't live in a democracy. I'm telling you, democracy is inside of our constitutional republic. Meaning democracy is not the label of what we live in. But I can acknowledge that democracy is in the land. But democracy is not what runs the bus. Democracy is not what's holding the tea. Democracy is not what's holding the ice cream. Okay? It's there. So we should not think that everything inside of this United States of America is based off of feelings, nothing more than feelings. Because democracy, you vote off your feelings, right? You're supposed to vote off knowledge. Well, a lot of people vote off their feelings. That's the reason why there's established laws. That's the reason why there are constitutions. That's the reason why there are bills. So that those who have founded this country can say, hey, we already thought about that. in this, we figured that this is what's going to work best. And you may not like that, but then that's why you have an option to go to the continent of Africa. You have the option to go to Italy. You have the option to go to Russia. That's it already. You have the option to go to, no, it's Africa. You have the option to go to Australia or Antarctica. You can go anywhere on the planet. China, you can go anywhere. India, you can go anywhere on the planet you want. You can go to the small little land called Israel, and risk your life because you just are going to them. So when you don't understand that someone's not taking democracy from you, we are a melting pot, and in this melting pot, there's democracy that's in this pot, but understand that everything that holds us together is a constitutional republic. Not a constitutional democracy, a constitutional republic. And because it sounds so close to Republican, it causes some people who are not willing to be balanced, causes them want to throw up. And so they want to destroy what is to move forward to things that are new, like Kamala was saying. I can't remember her statement that she talks about, that Marxist statement she be saying all the time, change or something.
Take away a constitutional right that has been recognized for almost 50 years. Of course, the Supreme Court wouldn't give the president the right to commit crimes in office. And yet, all of those things have actually happened. And we need to be aware of them and to create.
So this is the thing. When the media says he's committed a crime, are they talking about something he did before he became president or something he did after he became president? Because I know,
create the mental apparatus to say, yeah, these are really bad guys. But crucially, they can be stopped before they take office and are able to complete those plans. And that's the place that we need to be engaged for the next.
So the plan that she want to stop sounds like, even though I think it's just her imagination when it comes to the abortion thing, because Trump really isn't, he ain't that kind of moral person. The first thing that came out of her mouth was abortion. Then the next thing she said was Hitler. But then she says, well, he's Hitler, but, even though he didn't kill nobody, he's Hitler, but it's more of his words are like Hitler. Well, Hitler was on the platform talking about killing people. The only person I heard that said that he don't kill anybody or put a bullseye on somebody was actually Biden. And then he repented of it. But Biden knows as a Jesuit, in the Jesuit oath, if someone's not doing what the cardinal or what the general is saying, excuse me, cardinal, what the general was saying, the Jesuit general was saying, what their oath says, to be diabolical and kill babies and smash the heads of women and poison people and shoot people, they can do that, then they can be removed by their own brethren. So it's not that Trump's not complying, because he did warp speed and Biden carried the torch further. He's only being punished because he might believe in the term democracy. Because remember, Trump was a Democrat all his life. He may believe in the concept of democracy more than he believes in the Constitution of the Republic. So you got a guy that's been a Democrat all his life, and he knows your spiel, and he knows, hey, I gotta stick by some rules. And it's like Biden. He sticks by some rules. Trump sticks by some rules. But ultimately, the money talks, bullshit walks. Their oath talks, and everything else walks. And I don't know why some of these people, they're so telling and so extra and so fluent when it comes to one side of it. You have to question if they know that democracy sits inside of the Constitution of the Republic, and she just said Constitution. Why do they distaste Republic so bad? Why do they hate the term Republic? A lot of these people actually hate the flag. And the flag has stars on it that represent the state they're in. I don't know. I think we have to come out of the catastrophic mode as a people, not me, but as a people, as this, we're sitting inside of a simulated game in this quantum entanglement. That's why I try to make videos. My husband and I were talking this morning about all the different things that, I'm gonna have to renew my subscription to how I make my videos, because I like editing material. And we were looking at all the things that we were going to start implementing on our platform. He has 2 or 3 channels. I have 3 channels. And it's like, the game's not done till the game's done, and you have to keep running on, and I'm going to keep talking about, fussing about the Republicans, fussing about the Democrats, the deception, trying to encourage the megas to not be deceived. No one can save you. You have to save yourself. And allowing the people in the middle, the independents, to understand not to be so discouraged, but to be able to see what's going to keep them surviving. Pope Jesuit Francis, the leader of Biden and the leader of Trump, says that, to a certain extent, and over Harris gave an announcement about who to vote for, and he said the lesser evil. Do you want someone that's willing to kill children, or do you want someone that's stopping people from living lives of the prosperous and stopping people from coming over the border? He said, you choose. It was very simple. Like, if you don't value children, if you don't value heritage, if you don't value offspring, if you don't value anybody's life but your own, and your own freedom and your own opportunities that your parents gave you, that you didn't deserve to be here anyway. If the baby don't deserve to be here, you don't deserve to be here. And a lot of people don't want to be here anyway. That's why they are so tattered. It's really easy. It's really easy. Someone slobbering at the mouth to destroy a kid would easily slobber at the mouth to kill you. All right, like, subscribe to the bell. Thanks for watching.